Hello, greetings. Okay, here we are. I thought I'd do a video. I haven't done a video in a long time. Ooh, so dramatic, the lighting. Like, this is where I sleep. Yeah. I have to sleep under a tent at all times, even if I'm in a house. Anyway, what I thought I'd do is, my project over the last while has been to cover the roof of the house I live in with tarps. And that's what I've been doing. I've done it in, let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3 stages. I still have one to do, but the other ones aren't as vital. So I'm going to start with I'm going to begin this video with what I started. Just look from my bedroom window. And I started with this tarp here, which goes over the part of the deck, if you can call it that. So that was the first one I laid down. And I used these bamboo poles to attach the tarps to. And then I stretched them out. And you can see it's overlapping up there. And it's actually overlapping over the edge of this part. And this part here is the part that goes over the kitchen and the washroom. So the next tarp I put on was this one, over the kitchen and the washroom. So I'm overlaying the tarps so they really seal with these corners are where the problem is. So this is what I did next. Next I have to go behind here up on the hill and show you what the next stages were in sequence. But the last stage, which I haven't done yet, I'll probably do it in March, is this part here. I'm going to cover with clear plastic and put it from the top, over the top here, and let it drape over and then tie it off, you know, because a lot of rain comes down onto the stairs here and it really wears the stairs out. Okay, next step. Oops. Oh, this is the part here that I covered first. You can see yeah. Anyway, I love living here, but it's a bit rough, and my brother says I'm the only person in the world that could ever live in this house. But I love it here. Anyway, let's open this. Okay, so after doing that easy stuff off the bedroom, this is where I had to do the next stuff. You can see I've got things straight. Okay, hang on a sec. Okay, we're gonna climb up. So, quite steep. Everything's steep here, by the way. I have a knee injury, a meniscus injury, so I need to be a bit careful climbing up here. Okay, so here is the part over the kitchen and the washroom. And then the third step was... Oh, that's the fourth step. Okay. So this part here, that's what I put up next, which is covering the bedroom. And there was a really bad leak in the bedroom last year, and that really developed. And that's part of what inspired me to cover the whole house with tarps. So, where am I? There we are. So, right. So I put up this one here, and then this one here I put over it. You see what I mean? So I'm layering the pieces of the big tarps. Yeah. Sorry, I'll have to not talk and walk on this. Okay, so here's another angle. Okay. Looks a bit rough, but it'll work. It's gonna work. And the nice thing about the layering is that it does add a bit more support. Okay, so here we go. So then this is where are we now? This is right here. That's the third one. This is the fourth one. Okay. And then this one here, I did this over quite a few days. I didn't do it all in one day. And this was the next one. My intention wasn't to have it drip down so far, but the edge of that one is right on the ridge line. Okay. And the third one was this one right here. That's the one that goes over the spare bedroom and where my workshop is down on the first floor. Yeah, and that I threw it up from this side, so from the sideways. Maybe it might have been better to do it right from the side here. It's just that things get caught. Ooh, this is gonna be a crazy video for sure. So the thing is, let's see if I can get a handle on this. So the thing is, like when you're drawing up the tarps with ropes and stuff, things get caught on the pieces of roof and things, right? And the thing is, you can't go up on the roof here. It's way too dangerous. And to be honest, when I first moved, I've been here for 11 years. When I first moved here, I guess within a few months, I said, I'm going to go, I saw other people on the roof. I'm going to go up on the roof and do some sweeping and stuff. And I went right through the damn thing. And then my dear friend Gung, and she and her husband Piad owned this house that I live in. She says, what were you doing on that roof for? Well, I saw other people doing it. I thought, okay. And I've been on roofs before, right? He says, listen, you're not in Canada. These roofs aren't made to handle snow and stuff, so they're not strong. And when I said, oh, well, I saw other people, she says, yeah, but they know where to walk. And also, they're literally half your size. So lesson learned. I broke my heel bone and damaged my Achilles tendon, but it healed. I got better. It was a while though. Like I was out for about a year before I started practicing kendo in Chiang Mai. Anyway, but that was fine. So this is the story. Here. You can see how steep this is? Kind of a wide angle thing, but anyway, maybe you can get a sense of it all, So I've tied stuff down. It's really just tied down to help it keep from getting blown away. There's not much wind here. In April there's a bit, but it's not really an issue, right? The hardest one was this last one here. For a while there, I thought I couldn't do it. So the technique I do, you see all these ropes hanging off the corners? So what I do is I tie long ropes to the corners and throw them over the house with like a brick tied to them. So then I'm going back and forth, up and down, pulling them on. Oh, it gets caught. I have to come to the other side, pull it the other way. So it's a lot of pushing and pulling of ropes and things. And always, every time I do it, I'm like, oh God, I don't know if I can get this one done. But I seem to always do it. So I'm pretty sure that this one that I've done, oops, hang on. Gotta be really careful, my knee is hurting me. Anyway, so I'm pretty sure that now I'm good to go for this rainy season coming. The rainy season doesn't really hit in until, it'll rain in April, but the really heavy rain happens in July and stuff. Also rain in June and May, but hopefully I've got myself covered. Anyway, I love doing it. I love the challenge, the physical challenge, the mental challenge of trying to figure out how to do this without actually going on the roof. And actually, to tell you the truth, my next door neighbors, they have a sort of a boutique hotel up there, really beautiful, but not cheap. Don't come up here thinking you're going to stay there for $500. Anyway, he was asking me about doing the roof, and we were looking at it, and one of his workers was looking at it, and he looked worried, right? Anyway, he was speaking Thai. My Thai is better, but not great. No, and anyway, and so I basically said to him, "Listen, people can't go on this roof at this stage, right?" Anyway, so I just did it myself, and it was about. These are big tarps. These are as big as tarps as I could do because they're quite heavy, And I don't know, I probably spent about 5,000 or 6,000 baht covering the roof, which in American dollars might be like, I don't know, $150, $170. There's a lot for me, and my life here is not rich, but money well spent. Anyway, I'm going to piece this together. If it's not too pathetic, I'll throw it onto Facebook and YouTube, and yeah. And you can see my bedroom is right through that window. Right through those windows there. And I've got my beautiful netting tent. And I cover the wooden roof, which you might have seen some cotton there. Partly because to keep dirt and stuff that comes down through the roof from landing on me while I sleep. But also because I slept in tents for so long, like really long time, back in Canada and stuff. All my life, really, but I lived in tents a lot for those last 14 years. Like, I didn't have a fixed home, So, yeah. Anyway, so I just love tent living, and I have this thing about flat walls. Like, I'm really uncomfortable in flat walls. So, cloth that moves, shadows from the leaf. Anyway, all that stuff makes me most comfortable. So that's what I do. Okay, see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Do a bit more. Okay, this is looking into where I sleep, over the first tarp, and then over the bathrooms, washrooms here, and then kitchens in there. And then here's the look from the other side. This was the last tarp over that other bedroom. Anyway, that's my bedroom up there, first floor. You can really see there's hardly any flat ground on this place. So here it's really high up from the ground, and at the back of the house it's almost flush with the ground. Yeah, you can see all these cords and lines, and yeah, it's okay. My goodness, huh?